You're about to spray poison all over your yard. Again, and I get it, the mosquitoes are unbearable. You can't sit on your own patio for 5 minutes without getting eaten alive. So you reach for the can, you spray your arms, your legs, the air around you. You light a citronella candle that does basically nothing. And tomorrow, you'll do it all over again. Here's what the bug spray companies don't want you to know. There are 7 plants you can put in the ground once, and they will protect your garden from mosquitoes every single day for years. No spraying, no chemicals, no hiding indoors all summer. And plant number 3 on this list, researchers proved it's 10 times more effective than DEET. 10 times! I'll show you the study. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which plants to buy, exactly where to put them, and the one mistake that makes all of them useless. Let's build your force field. Mosquitoes aren't just annoying. They transmit malaria, dengue, West Nile virus, Zika, diseases that affect millions of people every year. And most of us are fighting back with nothing more than a citronella candle and a prayer. But here's what most people get wrong. You don't need to kill mosquitoes to win. You just need to make your yard unlivable for them. And these 7 plants do exactly that. They scramble the biological equipment mosquitoes use to find you. They flood the air with compounds that overwhelm their senses. Some of them are more effective than the stuff the military uses. I'm going to walk you through all 7. What they are, how they work, exactly where to plant them, and then I'll show you the 3-zone strategy that turns your entire yard into a mosquito-free space. Stick with me to the end because plant number 7. You can rub it directly on your skin and walk outside completely protected with 0 chemicals. Plant number 1. Lavender. Let's start with the one that surprises people the most. Lavender. It's the calming spa scent. Everyone loves lavender. Candles, bath salts, essential oils. It smells like relaxation. And mosquitoes, they experience it as a chemical assault. Lavender contains a compound called linalool. And while we humans find it deeply pleasant, mosquitoes experience it as a direct attack on their olfactory receptors. The biological equipment they use to sniff out a blood meal. Linalool essentially scrambles their senses. When they can't smell you, they can't find you. Here's how to use it. Lavender grows best in SDA zones 5 through 8. It wants full sun and well-drained soil. The number 1 mistake beginners make is overwatering it. Lavender wants dry conditions between waterings. Treat it almost like a succulent. For mosquito protection, plant lavender along the edges of patios and seating areas, along footpaths where people brush against it, beneath windows. The more contact the leaves and flowers get, from people walking by, from the breeze, the more those oils release into the air and the wider your protection zone becomes. You can also cut fresh sprigs and lay them on outdoor tables. Looks beautiful, and it works. Plant number 2. Citronella Grass. Most people know the name citronella from candles, but the actual plant, it's called Cymbopogonadus citronella grass, and it makes those candles look like a joke. This is a tall, dramatic, ornamental grass that grows 4 to 6 feet high. It is the original, unprocessed source of the citronella oil in those candles and sprays. But here's what makes the living plant so much more powerful than the candle. When you walk past a citronella candle, nothing happens. You have to light it. The scent is weak. It's diluted with wax. When you brush against a citronella grass plant, or break a leaf, or even just walk nearby on a warm day when it's releasing oils naturally, you get a concentrated burst of that familiar, citrusy, lemon-like scent that mosquitoes cannot tolerate. Rub a fresh leaf directly on your skin before heading outside. Natural repellent. Rivals many commercial sprays. Citronella grass is perennial in zones 9 through 11. If you're in a cooler zone, say zone 5 and up, grow it in large containers and bring it inside before first frost. It loves heat, humidity, and full sun. Use it as a living privacy screen around your entertaining space. Plant it in clusters. The more surface area releasing that scent, the bigger your protection zone. Plant number 3, catnip. The DEET killer? Alright. Plant number 3. This is the one that made researchers sit up and reconsider everything they knew about mosquito repellents. Catnip! I know what you're thinking, but hear me out because this is genuinely remarkable. Researchers at Iowa State University studied a compound in catnip called nipetalactone. They wanted to see how effective it was at repelling mosquitoes compared to DEET, which is the gold standard of chemical repellents, the stuff the military has used for decades. Their finding? Nipetalactone was approximately 10 times more effective than DEET. 10 times. That finding caused serious waves in the scientific community. Now, to be clear, nipetalactone doesn't work as a topical repellent the same way DEET does. You're not rubbing catnip directly on your skin and expecting identical protection, but as a garden plant that saturates your outdoor space with that compound, it's extraordinarily effective. Catnip grows in USDA zones 3 through 9, one of the most widely adaptable plants on this entire list. Full sun to partial shade, tolerates poor soil, requires almost zero attention once established. It's practically indestructible. But, and this is critical, grow it in containers, or use a root barrier if you're putting it in the ground. Catnip spreads aggressively through underground runners, just like its mint cousins. Let it loose in a garden bed and you'll be managing it forever. In a pot on the patio, perfectly behaved, beautifully fragrant, incredibly functional. And yes, if you have outdoor cats, prepare for them to become absolutely delirious with joy. We're halfway through. And the next 4 plants are the ones that do the heavy lifting around your actual seating areas. The places you're trying to enjoy on summer evenings. Plant number 4 has a fire pit trick that will genuinely change your outdoor entertaining. And plant number 6 costs almost nothing and works better than plants that cost 10 times as much. Stick with me. Plant number 4, rosemary. Rosemary earns its place in the garden 10 times over. It's a structural plant that holds its shape year-round in warm climates. It produces delicate blue-purple flowers that pollinators love. It's one of the most useful culinary herbs in the world, and mosquitoes absolutely despise it. The sharp, resinous, piney scent of rosemary comes from compounds like camphor cineol and alpha-pinene. These compounds are intensely volatile. They evaporate easily into the surrounding air. That's why rosemary smells strong even when you're not touching it. For mosquitoes with their hypersensitive olfactory systems, that kind of chemical presence in the air is overwhelming, disorienting. They can't function around it. Rosemary is a perennial shrub in zones 7 through 10. Full sun, excellent drainage. It hates cold, wet soil. And here's the tip that will genuinely change your summer. Throw fresh or dried rosemary sprigs directly onto your fire pit when you have guests over. As rosemary burns, it releases those oils as smoke, which drifts out over your seating area and creates a natural, aromatic, mosquito-repelling zone. It smells incredible, like a gourmet wood fire, and it works. Your guests will ask what that amazing smell is. You'll just smile. Plant number 5, basil. Most mosquito-repellent plants need to be crushed or brushed against to release their oils. Basil is different. Basil emits its protective compounds continuously, passively, without you doing anything. That makes it one of the most effortlessly effective plants on this list. The essential oils in basil, particularly estragol, linalool, and eugenol, are potent insect deterrents. And here's something fascinating. Studies have shown that basil oil is toxic to mosquito larvae. That means if you have any standing water near your garden, and let's be honest, most of us do, basil nearby can actually help reduce the next generation of mosquitoes before they even hatch. Basil is a warm season annual in most climates. It wants heat, full sun, and consistent moisture. Even a light frost kills it, so don't rush it into the garden in spring. For maximum mosquito protection, position potted basil near every outdoor seating area, along railings, beside doorways, on windowsills where a breeze carries the scent indoors. Lemon basil and cinnamon basil have particularly strong scents and are especially effective. Holy basil, also called tulsi, has one of the most powerful chemical profiles of any basil variety and has been used as insect repellent in Southeast Asia for centuries. And the bonus? You harvest it for cooking all summer long. Fresh pesto, caprese salads, pasta sauces. Your yard smells amazing and your cooking gets better. That's a perfect scenario. Plant number 6, marigolds. If you want the single most cost-effective, most widely available, most foolproof mosquito-repelling plant on this list, it's marigolds. You can pick up a 6-pack for a few dollars at any garden center in the country. They grow in virtually every climate during the warm season, and they are absolutely loaded with a compound called pyrethrum. Now, pyrethrum is not just a mild repellent. It is the active ingredient in a huge number of commercial insecticides and pest control products. It affects the nervous system of insects on contact, which is why you'll see it listed on the labels of everything from flea treatments to garden sprays to lice shampoos. And marigolds produce it naturally, in abundance. All season long, marigolds are annuals grown during frost-free months. They bloom continuously from late spring through the first hard frost, especially if you deadhead the spent flowers regularly. Full sun, drought-tolerant, heat-loving. Plant them in dense borders around your patio, vegetable garden edges, walkways, and window boxes. The denser the planting, the stronger the protective effect. They also repel aphids, whiteflies, cabbage worms, and a host of other garden pests. Deer tend to avoid them. For a plant that costs almost nothing and requires almost no effort, the return on investment here is extraordinary. Plant number 7, lemon balm. And this one you can use directly on your skin. Lemon balm smells like someone crossed a lemon drop candy with a fresh summer garden. It belongs to the mint family, which means it carries that family's impressive mosquito-repelling power, and also that family's aggressive spreading habit. More on that in a second. The compound citronella is responsible for lemon balm's distinctive lemon scent. Mosquitoes find it deeply unpleasant, but here's what makes lemon balm special. Crush a handful of leaves between your palms and rub them on your exposed skin before going outside. It's gentle on skin, completely natural, and genuinely effective as a quick topical repellent. No chemicals, no spray cans, just a plant. Lemon balm is incredibly cold-hardy, USDA zones 3 through 7. It tolerates partial shade better than most plants on this list, making it one of your best options for shadier garden spots. Remarkably drought-tolerant once established, but, and this is the same warning I gave for catnip, grow it in containers. Not small containers, large ones. Lemon balm in the ground will spread by runners and by self-seeding until it has claimed significantly more territory than you intended to give it. It's relentless. In a large pot near your patio? It looks lush and cottage-like. It smells divine. The leaves can be brewed into a calming herbal tea, and it's working as your mosquito deterrent around the clock. Now that you know all 7 plants, here's how to deploy them strategically, because just scattering them randomly won't give you maximum protection. Think of your outdoor space in 3 zones. Zone 1, the outer perimeter. This is your first line of defense. Plant the larger, more structural specimens here. Citronella grass as a screen or border. Rosemary shrubs, lavender along pathways. These create a scent boundary that discourages mosquitoes from even approaching your yard in the first place. Zone 2, the mid-garden. This is where you fill in the gaps. Marigolds in dense rows along paths and bed edges, more lavender. These ensure there is no scent-neutral corridor that mosquitoes can navigate through. Every square foot of your garden should have something working. Zone 3, the close proximity zone. Right around your seating area, on the patio, along railings, on tables, window boxes. This is where you put your containers of basil, catnip, lemon balm, and more rosemary. These are the plants you'll brush against as you sit and move around. the ones releasing active oils into the air right where you're spending your time. And the final piece, this is critical. You must eliminate standing water. Mosquitoes breed in as little as a bottle cap's worth of still water. Empty saucers under plant pots after rain. Clean out gutters. Turn over buckets and wheelbarrows. Keep bird baths fresh. No amount of repellent plants will fully protect you if you're providing mosquito breeding grounds 10 feet away. Do those two things together, plant a diverse layered combination of these 7 plants and eliminate standing water, and you will genuinely, noticeably, dramatically reduce the mosquito population in your outdoor space. Not eliminate every mosquito on earth, but make your yard a place where you can actually sit outside at dusk in summer and enjoy it. That's the goal. And you now have everything you need to do it. Let's lock these in. 7 mosquito-repelling plants that protect your garden forever. Lavender. Scrambles their senses so they can't find you. Citronella Grass. The original source, more powerful than any candle catnip. 10 times more effective than DEET in scientific studies. Rosemary. Throw it on your fire pit and let the smoke do the work. Basil emits protection continuously without you touching it. Marigolds. Repel costs almost nothing. Works better than plants. 10 times the price. Lemon balm. Crush it and rub it directly on your skin. 0 chemicals. Which one of these surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one and I'll answer your questions down there. If this video just saved your summer, hit subscribe. I share practical, science-based gardening advice every week to help you stop losing plants and actually start growing food. Thanks for watching. Now go plant your force field.